All right. Good evening, my friend. I was going to record this video this morning, but then I didn't. So I'm going to record it now. Anyways, I'm going to tell you today how I stopped eating bad food. Because right now, my diet is probably the best it's ever been in my entire life. And I don't have a hint of craving for bad foods anymore. And so really quick, let's define terms, okay? Because some people, they say bad food is one thing when it's really not, and then other people say bad food is good. Like, the terms are confusing. So let me just clarify what bad food is. Bad food is ultra-processed food, and that means food that basically has over 4 ingredients. That is not food. It is not real. You should not be eating it. Unless it's something like you put together, right? Like if you put, like if you, I don't know, you put like steak and then you have some seasoning and then put some butter, and then technically that's like more than 4 ingredients, but it's still healthy, if you know what I mean, right? So like stuff that's processed, that's been put through like a factory, most of the time that's not going to be good for you, right? The stuff that you find in like plastic wrappers, like the fucking protein bars and shit, that shit is not good for you, okay? That is bad food. So for a while in my life, I ate pretty much exclusively bad food. My mom was pretty good. I'm gonna be completely honest. I love my mom, and she would make, you know, these home cooked meals, right? But not all the time. And sometimes we would have pizza. Sometimes we would have X, Y, or Z. Sometimes I would just have like we'd have ice cream as like a treat. I'd go in, I'd take like half the freaking carton, bro. No such thing as like moderation in my case, right? And I suffered for it. I really did. Okay, bad food really just makes you like a bad person. I'm be completely honest, bro. It makes you unhealthy, unhappy. It makes you ugly, if that makes sense. In every sort of the sense, it makes you ugly, because that food is ugly. And so for a long time, I just couldn't escape this bad food, and it really sucked, because I'd maybe stop eating it for a while, but then I would dive back in because, you know, sugar, it tastes so good, yeah. Eventually though, and it's been in this past year actually, and pretty much within this past year, I've been really cracking down on my diet, removing processed foods. So how did I do it? Okay, because right now, like I said, I'm at the cleanest I've ever been. Okay, I'm running like carnivore diet right now, which is just like meat, eggs, and butter, basically, and some dairy, right? And for a lot of people, that's not attainable right now anyways, because they say, oh, but what about carbs? Oh, but what about vegetables? What about this thing, right? I'm not saying you need to do this, right? But I'm only eating a few things every single day, right? I don't have cravings for sugar. I don't care for breads, pastas, whatever. I don't care about those things. So how did I do it? How did I get from point A, which was ice cream, slobbery goober, to carnivore beast, right? Maybe not carnivore beast, but carnivore eater. Okay, meat eater, right? How do I get to that, to where I'm eating only a few ingredients? Well, number one, I had this mindset shift, okay? And that was that this food that people call food, it's not food. Okay? So whenever you see these people eating the school lunches, whenever you see these people, you know, going about their day snacking on protein bars or eating some bullshit, right? Some cereal, some Fruit Loops, right? Just look at them and, you know, maybe like, don't say this to their face, but think of them as raccoons, because honestly, that's what they are. They're rooting through trash, because that's what this food is. It's trash. It's not real. It's filled with plastics. It's filled with freaking Red 40, bro. It's filled with garbage, dude. Like, why would you ever want to eat it? It's not real food, okay? Like just, I want you to think for a second. What the fuck is a Fruit Loop? What the fuck is a Fruit Loop? It's like some weird grain thing turned into a circle, and it has like dyes injected into it. What the fuck is that? Who would ever want to eat that? Do you think you could give that to a monkey and he'd understand, like, oh yes, this is real, this is good nutritious food? No. No. So don't think of it as food, because it's not. It's not food. Okay, I was telling like one of my teammates today. He was talking about how he ate like the chicken sandwich at lunch. And he was like, "Oh man, this chicken sandwich is gonna make me throw up." And I was like, "There's no wonder." I mean, yeah, he was running, but like still, it's like there's no wonder, because it's not real food. Okay, like the chicken patties that we serve, that pretty much every school serves, at least in my nation, right? America, great school lunches here. It's literally like a piece of like reconstituted chicken, right? I don't even know if it's real chicken, bro. Chicken breaded, right, with 2 pieces of cancer bread. It's not real food. Like I'm so glad that I'm to this point now, because it's just so shocking what people eat nowadays. It's not real, okay? And I know I've been yapping on about this point for a while, but this is such a crucial point for you to understand, is that whenever you integrate this into your identity, that this is not real fucking food. It makes it so much easier to not eat it, because you look at it and you're like, what the fuck is this? You look at the food, right? And you say, no, this is not it. I'm not going to eat this because it's not real food. Okay? So that's step 1, is having that mindset shift of just realizing that processed food is not real food. It's a bunch of processed garbage that doesn't help you in any sort of way. Because you know how it makes you feel. That's the second point. Understand how this crap makes you feel. Okay? It makes you feel like garbage. You know this. Okay? It makes you fat. Makes you unhappy. Gives you horrible bowel problems. You may not know it because you haven't been eating clean recently, but it gives you horrible bowel problems. Like, I just, it's crazy to think about it. That okay, so let me tell you a story. So whenever I was in soccer season, right, we were going back from a game. It was a really like long away, like a long away game, right? It was like hour and a half bus ride, right? So we stopped at a gas station, and this was before I was like educated on this stuff, right? So I buy protein bars and I buy a sandwich, right? Because I'm hungry, right? I want to have some food before I get home so I can go to bed. Everything will be nice, right? But before that point, I've been cutting out these processed foods from my diet. I've been having, more meat, more eggs, less garbage, like fake, like sawdust garbage. And, I was feeling really good. And so I had these protein bars, and they tasted fucking delicious. I'm not even gonna lie. But it was literally like sucralose, sugar BS, right? That I was injecting into my body. And you know what happened? So we get home, right? We get back from the bus ride, and we decide, you know what? Let's hang out at one of our teammates' houses. And so we drive over there, But then something happens, and it's my gut. So I'm driving there, and my gut is just in turmoil. I feel this weird knot in my gut. I feel like I'm gonna like explode or something. I get to my teammate's house, and I'm like, I ask, where's the toilet? Where is the toilet? Because I think I'm like about to just like fucking explode, like nuke this place, right? Fortunately, that's not what happens, but I was so uncomfortable. My gut was so messed up from that food that I was eating. Like, it was so uncomfortable. And I realized, like, dang, I should not be eating this crap. And so that's the second thing that I want you to take away from this video, is that not only do you need the mindset shift, but I want you just to remember what this stuff has done to you. What has this done to you before? Because think about it. Where's the eating this food gotten you? Where's it fucking got you? It's gotten you fat, unhealthy, unhappy, lethargic, low energy, makes you feel like shit, dude. So I just want you to remember that, okay? Because every single time I look at that food, maybe not every single time, but whenever I think about eating that stuff, I think about what's going to happen afterwards. I think about the second order consequences of that action. I think the brain fog. I think about the low energy, the congestion I have in my head. It pisses me off, dude. I can't stand that feeling. And yet every single time I eat that food, I get this weird like pressure in my head, and I can't think. It's so goddamn annoying. And that's what I think about every single time. Maybe I'm like, oh, maybe I should have this candy bar, or maybe I should have this. Like, that's what I think about. See, second order consequences. How it makes me feel. How it made me feel. What it made me look like. Like, dude, I was talking to one of my friends the other day, and he was saying, like, oh, yeah, this pimple here just came from the pizza that I ate last week. And I was talking to him about eating clean. I was like, bro, have you ever tried, like, just eating clean, right? He was like, yeah, but I relapsed. I was like, I just want you to understand that this is maybe like one mess up isn't gonna kill you, right? But these foods, they're not food, they're poison. And so if you keep loading yourself up with poison, even if it's on like a minimal dose, it's still going to affect you long term. Okay, there's this really good saying that I like, is like like lead at a low dose, it's okay, right? But if you keep stacking it, you're gonna get lead poisoning, right? No amount of lead is healthy for you, right? Like, that doesn't make any sense. It's like, oh, dose makes the poison. What the fuck? Why would you have any poison in your freaking like life, right? I would never want lead in my system, and yet people are eating processed foods on even if it's on occasion. Like, you're still, that's like once a week injecting some lead into your system. Yeah, I'm okay. The fuck? No, you're not. Anyways, I've been yapping on for a while. I'm being completely honest, because this is something that pisses me the fuck off. Like, I used to eat poorly. I used to chastise myself about it. I used to think, damn, I should not have eaten that. But I just couldn't help myself because of these fucking cravings. It pisses me off. But yeah, how to beat cravings, I would say, is probably the next thing. Because maybe you can foresee, okay, this isn't real food, this is not food, and I know how it's gonna make me feel, but it just tastes so good. I completely understand that. I know how you feel. I've been there. I remember one time, my mom made cookies, right? She likes baking stuff, and so I said, okay, I'll have a cookie. And then I said, you know what? Maybe I'll have one more. And I said, no, I'm done. Okay, I know this stuff is bad for me. It's not going to be great. But why don't I have one more? One more. And I had the rest of the fucking can, dude. Like, it was crazy. It was an entire box, an entire like Tupperware thing. And I had like I had so many cookies that day, dude. It was crazy. Cravings can really get to you, okay? So one thing I'd really look to do is to reduce, I'd say reduce your baseline for flavoring, okay? Because a lot of people, they have this hyperstimulation of their taste buds, like, most of the time, okay? And so having something that it should be satiating isn't satiating, right? Like meat, eggs, and other nutritious stuff, like I would say some vegetables, right? Like vegetables, fruits, that and dairy. That stuff should be like satiating, right? Like, whole foods should be satiating. But whenever you have this like hyperstimulated palate of eating sugar, and even from fruit sometimes, if you have this hyperstimulated palate from eating too much sugar, you're gonna want more, okay? Carbs, like, they make you want to crave more and more and more and more and more and more, right? And so I think by lowering your baseline, right, of stimulation to a few simple things, right? Maybe that's meat, eggs, and then some vegetables, right? Whether that's like broccoli, like stuff that isn't like super high stimulation. I think that's like, I think eating to fulfillment on that is going to really like reset you. And that's what it has for me. It's like, I've been eating, like, again, carnivore, right? You don't have to go full carnivore if you don't want to, right? But what I've been doing is I've been eating meat until I'm basically full, right? Or eggs until I'm full. And it's like, I'm good to go. Okay? I don't crave anything else. I don't need anything else, right? Beforehand, I'd be eating carbs and I'd be full, but I'd still want to eat more and more and more. That's the great thing about like protein and fat, is that they don't really make you crave more, because they have the essential nutrients that you need, and your body senses that and doesn't tell you that you need more. So yeah, I know this has been kind of bro science. I know I've been yapping on for a while, but I'd say that's how I beat cravings. I'd say that's how I beat eating bad food. That's how I stopped. And I really do not plan on going back. You know, maybe like on Christmas or something, I'll have like a cinnamon roll that my mom makes, right? Like, I'm not going to be super dogmatic about this, right? On occasion, yes, I'm going to have a potato, or I'm going to have like some carrots, right? Or I'll add in some spices. Like, I'm not dogmatic about this. It's just the diet that I'm on right now, which is carnivore, right? It's the best I've ever felt in my entire life. And I don't plan on stopping. Okay, and like I said, I'm not dogmatic. Occasionally, I'll have one thing that isn't carnivore. You know, it's not the end of the world. But again, with that kind of like lead injection analogy, you know. So yeah, I've been yapping on for a while. If you made it this far into the video, you're an absolute G. I'm gonna be completely honest, because not a lot of people have made it this far. So I know you're the kind of person who is going to succeed and stop eating this bullshit food. I know that you're determined enough to get to the end of this video. So I know that you're gonna make it. So yeah, if you made it this far, do all the YouTube stuff. Go subscribe, share the video, do all that stuff. And if you want my one-to-one help with, you know, improving your diet, getting rid of bullshit foods, improving your physique, improving your health, I'm your guy. Go click the first link down in the description for that, and we can talk. So yeah, be better and have a W day, bro.